So once the war got crazier with the outlaws and the bombings happened, that's the third largest car bomb that you see on the gangland that got detonated at our clubhouse, Oklahoma.
So was Gangland? I'm not familiar with the TV show. I don't watch a lot of TV, as you know. Was that show loosely based off actual events that happened between the outlaws and the Angels?
So there's a gangland called the Biker Wars, and it's in the Midwest, and it was the war between the Hells Angels and the Outlaws. And the federal agent that did my RICO, Chris Bayless, that I speak in the schools with now, he's retired. He was on top of that was his thing. So they came in and did the full court press. Well, Chris Bayless, he infiltrated our Hells Angel chapter in Rockford, Illinois, which was 2 hours from us. So he got in with a member that went bad. So he brought Chris around as a prospect, hang around first, and then as a prospect. Yeah. His story was that he was an airplane mechanic and this, and that. Well, he knew with the federal agents that he could never meet me because he grew up in the neighborhood I was from, and we have mutual people.
Sure.
So he could never be around me, and somebody say, hey, why you got Chris with you? He's an ATF agent.
Yeah.
So, but their ploy was to get to me through the Rockford chapter, So every time, so for the very first time that we were putting this plan together to go out and intercept a motorcycle club that was supporting the Outlaws back in the day in Rockford, we were going to come and put a beating on them in this big party that they were having at this bar. I'm in California, and my guys call me up on the highway, and he says, hey, bro, we're pulled over, man. The state police got us all pulled over. And I go, why? He goes, they just descended on us and pulled us over. And I'm like, okay, I know you guys are dirty. He goes, to the teeth, bro. And I'm like, okay, man, call me if whatever happens, let me know, So he calls me about 30 minutes later, and he goes, they let us go. They turned us around and told us to get back to Chicago. And I go, okay, pretty weird. No searchings of the cars or nothing? No. But they knew where we were going. They said, you ain't going to that ARM party. The name of the club was ARM. You ain't going there. Turn around, hightail it back. Okay, I said, okay, coincidence, fluke, no big deal. I didn't think much of it, you know. Well, then another incident, same kind of thing. They're leaving the clubhouse in Rockford, and they got about 20 of my guys in Chicago there. I'm not there again, and they're going out to rock and roll with this other team. They all get pulled over down the street. They call me up on the phone, and I'm like, this a couple months later. I said, wait a minute. Man, what are these guys in our back pocket? How are they intercepting us when we're going to do something? So the Outlaws didn't have this going on. So everything they were pulling off was working. The shootings, the killings, and the bombings. And we're like, wait a minute, every time we go to do something, we're getting pinched by the law. Lo and behold, here's the federal agent right in the scene with the member that's telling him everything. Hey, man, you got to leave Rockford right now. So his deal was he had pagers and stuff. When he got a page, he had to go. He was an airplane mechanic at the big airport. Yearbook. He took the fellas to his mom and dad's grave. The federal government does it all. Yeah. They showed everything because, we want to know who you are. I want to, like me, I know you. I've known you for the last 7-10 years, whatever. I could say, hey, I know him. And, I know what he does for a living. I know him. That's how the guys want to know. So they set Chris up in this whole great role. His mom and dad were dead. He was an airplane mechanic. He had to leave on call at the drop of a dime. So whenever they knew that I was coming to Rockford with my crew, when I was personally there, Chris would get that call. The member would tell him, hey, road's coming. Okay. Hey, guys, man, I got to go. I got to go to work. They just called me, look at the page. I got to go. Yeah, no problem, bro. Because they want you to work. You can't have everybody doing crazy illegal shit. So he was working. So he got out of there. So I never had to see him. And funny story is when I seen him for the first day, when they kicked my doors in under the RICO, and we all got to the federal courthouse, which was 3 hours away. There was 4 of us on this RICO thing in 2004. And I'm looking and I'm like, man, who's the biker dude with the ponytail and the big beard standing next to the U.S. attorney? And the 2 Rockford fellas put their heads down. And me and my sergeant arms at the time from Chicago, he didn't know who he was either. And they put their heads down and they go, oh man, that's Chris. He was a prospect for us for a while. I said, what? Yeah, he's an ATF agent. Wow. I go, oh, F- on that one. Yeah. Huh? I'd never seen him. So that's how I got to know him from there on. But so that's when that press started with us. So they were intercepting a lot of stuff that we were going to go out to do, which in hindsight it's probably great that that got to happen, because my RICO indictment probably would have been much worse.
Sure.
Because they thwarted off a bunch of stuff that we were going to do, and we were just all baffled. Like after the third time, we're like, something's up.
Yeah.
But we know, who do you blame? You don't know, and you're not going to go just throw that out there. Who's bad? Who's letting these guys know this? How are they knowing this?
It's a complex lifestyle to live.
Yeah, it's rough. So it was definitely hectic. Getting back to that, it was very hectic. But I was out. We were out everywhere. I just refused to stay in. I did. The only thing that we didn't do is we just didn't go ride our motorcycles freely, because a couple of them guys got shot off their motorcycles on the highway.
Yeah, moving open target.
Moving open target. And once that started, I remember telling the crew, like, guys, man, we're in a real war.
Yeah.
This is hectic, and we lost brothers.
You
and
got to take certain precautions.
Got to take. I know we're a motorcycle club, and we're going to ride to the runs and stuff like that. I said, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang my motorcycle upside down like you do your bike back in the day from the rafters. And when it's time for us to go boast and ride that motorcycle, we will. But for right now, we got to get strategic, man. And we used to run around and do our thing. You know, that's what kept us afloat and alive with how many guys they had.